Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining in. I see seven people are live. That's great. Thanks. Hope you can see my screen. Please let me know in the chat once you see my screen so that I can start off. I see four people have joined. Thank you so much. It has now gone up to six. Thanks a lot for all those six people who have joined in. Please let me know in comments once you see my screen. Then I'll start off. All right, perfect. So let's start off. Thanks a lot. Starting today, I'm launching this AI Weekly series where I'll go ahead and talk about the latest and greatest AI news that's happening. Because AI is moving at an incredibly fast speed, at a lightning speed, and it's important that we stay uh, on track. But at the same time, it's quite difficult because it's moving at such a fast pace. Keeping track of all the AI news is really difficult. Therefore, I thought of starting off this weekly AI series where I'll on every Saturday 9 p.m. IST, 4:30 p.m. BST, and 10:30 p.m. or 10:30 a.m. EST. I'll come and talk about the weekly AI news. I'll share the AI's news so we all can stay updated, learn, and grow together. All right. So I'll be talking about, I'll be sharing the news of AI on these five pillars that you see on my screen. So let me just go into presentation mode. All right. So these five pillars is that I've come up with. So the five pillars are: first is AI infrastructure. So there is a lot of things that are moving on AI infrastructure space, right? New data centers being built out by uh, players like NVIDIA, AMD, and then cloud providers, and then inference companies like Together AI, so on and so forth. So there is so much happening there, and then there is so much money that's being invested in that sector as well. And then there is a space of AI models where latest and greatest AI models keeps on coming in the market, and a lot of players do introduce or do roll out their AI models. So it's important that we stay track on that as well to know what exactly are the capabilities that those AI models offers. And then there is AI inference as well, right? The AI inference is something, so players like NVIDIA and others, and other inference players in the market like Together AI, Fireworks AI, they're doing a lot of great stuff. So it's important, and therefore I'll be sharing news on that pillar as well. And then on top of that is the cloud and CSP pillar that you see on your screen, where players like AWS, Azure, and GCP, they adopt the AI models or AI inference capabilities, or they develop their own models as well. So therefore it's important we stay on track for that as well. And then on top of that is the AI applications and agents there. So a lot of AI apps keeps on coming in the market. All right, so that's it. That's those are my five AI pillars that I have gone ahead and I came up with. But I want to do a quick comparison between this. NVIDIA also says, or Jensen Huang says that there are AI is a five-layer cake. I'm going to do a quick comparison between how is that different from the AI pillars that I have come up with. So the AI pillars that you see, the NVIDIA talks about is they say energy, chips, infrastructure, models, and applications. So they call it those are the five pillars. And essentially, the bottom three, energy, chips, and infrastructure, are a one layer for them or one pillar for them, that is AI factories. And then the other pillars are models, and then applications that sit on top of these. Okay, so that's a quick difference that I want to call out. between my five pillars and the five pillars that NVIDIA has come up with. And the reason why I have slightly differed is because I strongly believe that there is so much happening on the AI model space, and I think AI inference should be a separate pillar altogether than cloud and CSPs as well. All right, so let's move on. What has happened in the AI infrastructure space? One good thing that one thing that I've noticed is Jensen Huang has announced this partnership where NVIDIA is partnering with OpenAI and SB Energy to build AI data centers. Right. So SB Energy is it's an energy company that supplies energy, and so what essentially NVIDIA is saying is the next bottleneck for AI isn't just compute. So NVIDIA thinks the bottleneck for AI is not compute anymore. It is the physical infrastructure required to host compute. Okay. Therefore, they call this as LPS, land, power, and shell. Right? They call NVIDIA calls this as LPS. So then this announcement is centered around the PORTS-Pike Technology Campus that's coming up in Ohio in United States, where NVIDIA is partnering with SB Energy to secure LPS capacity with OpenAI as the tenant. Okay, so SB and OpenAI will be hosting their models there, their infrastructure, and SB Energy will be supplying that capacity. So that's one major news that had happened in the last week, and the other one is Nvidia plots China come back with new AI chips. So it looks like Nvidia is going to supply chips to China as well. Based on this news, but there's a slight there's a slight disagreement as well, where the other article says this is not really happening, but this is something that is a potential news that's happening in the market. And then there is an AI model space, right? So we have done with AI infrastructure. So the key announcements that happen on AI infrastructure space was the one that I've just talked about. Now let's move on to AI models. What has happened? So Grok's Cursors Alliance space off. So what has really happened is SpaceX, which is Elon Musk company, they've introduced Grok 4.6. It's a vision language model developed with Cursor and aimed at long-running agentic work. It's available to developers now via API in Grok Build and Cursor. So why is this a big news, right? So basically, Grok was once a lab that produced mid-tier models. Now, SpaceX has steadily improved that, or SpaceX has improved that. It has just built one of the most capable models in the world while keeping prices relatively slow or relatively low. Now, let me talk about in more detail about this. So, in April, what happened is Grok and Cursor partnered, right? And their partnership was centered on training collaboration plus data plus compute, and that led to the right or invention or rollout of Grok 4.0 model and Grok 4.6. Now in August, SpaceX has essentially acquired Cursor. So so in here, Cursor has really helped SpaceX in building cutting edge model that's now competing with the likes of Anthropic and OpenAI. So that's another major news that happened last week. And the other one was this. Obviously, I think this was in news. Very popular thing. So Qwen, which is a model from Alibaba, was rolled out. So open models are getting larger and more capable now. So a few weeks ago, Moonshot AI announced Kimi 3, the largest and best performing open model. And then last week, Alibaba answered by releasing Wait for a giant of its own. So Qwen 3.8 was in news for a very right reasons. A lot of people praised it. You can see on your screen this is a post from the CTO of Hugging Face, where he said, this looks magical. He says, this is where we are right now, and I'm not gonna lie, it feels pretty magical. Qwen 3.6 running inside Pi coding agent via Llama CPP on the MacBook Pro. So, in short, what he says is powerful local models for efficiency, security, and privacy. So, what he suggests to say is now that the local models is going to be the next era of AI revolution, right? Where you can run cutting edge local models, a trillion parameters local models locally on your laptop, and that's a great thing that's going to happen. So that's one thing. Qwen 3.8, the rollout of Qwen 3.8 from Alibaba, and then in the AI model space, if we talk about, so OpenAI, now what a week before this, what really happened is there was a news that I also reported that OpenAI's models or OpenAI's agent went on to hack other sites, including Hugging Face, right? Post that, what NVIDIA, or sorry, what OpenAI has done is OpenAI has slows down its training to bolster security after Hugging Face hack. So that's one thing that has NVIDIA has announced. And the other thing is OpenAI has gone ahead and launched a safer Chat GPT for teens. So because of the security and because of compliance season, and OpenAI has rolled out a safer Chat GPT version. Obviously, years after teens have started using it. And then the other thing that happened is, this is a very interesting announcement from Anthropic. Anthropic wants AI text to be easier to spot. So there is a lot of AI slop in the market right now, be it on LinkedIn or everywhere. People are just generating text from AI and sharing it. So what Anthropic really wants is, it wants AI text to be easier to spot. Therefore, Anthropic has announced that future Claude models will generate text that contains a watermark. This is a way of determining the likelihood that Claude was involved in writing the text. And they say that we, along with several other major AI providers, are implementing this change to comply with EU AI Act. So what this essentially means is, not just Anthropic, but other players in the market like OpenAI, Mistral, Google, Gemini may also be following this, where they'll be rolling out a watermark feature that will allow tools in the market to easily track whether a given text is AI generated or not. So that's another thing that has happened. And then there is another announcement from Anthropic. Anthropic plans to change enterprise data retention policy, sources says. So yeah, what Anthropic is doing basically here is, uh, it's changing his data retention policy, and this is something that I have read related to OpenAI as well. So these AI labs no longer want to retain customer data for a very long period of time, or they want to probably uh, do not want to retain customer data anymore. So we'll have to see how that space evolves, and let me know in comments what you people think about these announcement as I talk about them, because I'm keen to hear your opinions as well, your thoughts as well. What do you think this space is moving towards? And yeah, what we can, how we can, stay updated on these things, or what is it that we can course correct to stay ourselves, better hands-on and updated. All right. So and then moving on to AI apps. So there's one announcement from Binance. Binance is a major crypto trading platform. So Binance says now they let AI agents trade, but keeping them in check is largely up to users. So yeah, I mean the problem that we have seen with AI agents, that they go rogue, right? They can do wrong things. They can hack. And so on and so forth. So to achieve the goals, so Binance is saying that they let AI agents trade, but keeping them in check is largely up to users. So if you're trading crypto on Binance, and leveraging AI agents, make sure that you are able to keep them in check. You are able to put guardrails on them, control them. That's one thing. And then the other announcement that has come up is Ramp launches its own AI model router called Router. So Ramp is another company that has announced its own AI model router. So and then there was another announcement. There was another announcement from Stripe. So what Stripe has done is, Stripe has acquired another uh, router company. I'm not able to really recall, but if anyone knows what I'm talking about, then please let us know in the comments. So the audience can benefit. So yeah, these are the few AI news that I thought I can share. Um, um, yeah, this is pretty much it for now. It was our first session. Hopefully I'll keep on, or I will keep on doing this on every Saturday. So I request you people to please do join in, and so that we can stay updated. And if anyone is trying out, I mean, if anyone has tried out these models, right, Quen, if anyone has tried out these models locally, then please let me know in comments, what are your thoughts about it? How is it working? What are the challenges that you see? How do you compare this with other open weight models that are there in the industry? Then, and yeah, if you've also tried this Grok's model, then please do let me know in the comments. uh, Yeah. So not what I'm gonna do now is I'm probably gonna stop sharing. Uh, uh, Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you all for joining in. I'll just give it a few minutes for people to really, uh, let me know their thoughts in the comment section. If they have got any questions for me, then yeah, please go ahead and post it in the comments. I'll be happy to answer that. Um, yeah, I'll just wait for a few minutes. Yeah, please let me know if you've got any questions. I'll be here for some more time. I'm just keen to know how people are trying the open source models or open weight models. Yeah, locally on their laptops. What exactly are you doing? So Rahim says, yes, it's visible. Thank you so much, Rahim, for confirming that. And I see Ishaq saying how effective trading through Binance because they can be hallucinations. Yes, definitely. That is the reason Binance is keeping AI agents in check is up to the users. So it's up to you to keep that in check. But yeah, the AI agents is unpredictable. The AI itself, the LLM itself are unpredictable because uh, they're not definitive. They it's a probability. That's how they work on. So they can do different things, or they can go rogue. We have seen that happening. So yeah, keeping them in check is obviously up to the users. So good point there, Isaac. Any other thoughts from anyone? Thank you so much. I see 17 people live now. Thanks a lot. Thank you all for joining in. I'll just give one more minute to see if there are any questions from anyone. If not, probably we'll wrap it up. But yeah, thanks a lot. First day, I think it was a good session. Um, we'll keep this going. We'll keep learning. Yeah, we'll keep growing. Let me know in comments how you guys trying things out. All right, perfect. So yeah, that's it from me for now. Thank you so much for joining in. Thank you to all those 18 people who have joined. I really thank you. Let's keep this going. Let's every Saturday let's form a community where we can come together, learn together, share our success stories or any other questions that we may have. And one of the questions that I've seen people asking me is this: um, yeah, in the age of AI, what should we do? This is a questions that keeps coming from grads who've just passed out of college, who wants to get on a job. So my answer to that would be, please stay updated with AI. Keep trying AI, learn AI, and not just prompt engineering, but as to how do you develop AI agents, right? Take any platform, be it Azure, AWS, or GCP. They've got their own free subscription. Try things out. Be hands-on. Learn how to write code with AI agents. So within AI agents, there are two things that's happening right now. One is, AI agents can help you write code, right? That is AI assisted development, right? And the second thing is, how do you use AI agents to solve problems or integrate AI agents into business workflows? So that you need to understand as well. So for freshers, what I would say is, if you come from a computer science engineering background, then learn how to use AI agents to write code, right? That's one thing. And then um, second thing would be, how would you use AI agents to really solve problems? So look around you, see what problems do you see around yourself, right? Because AI, the benefit of AI is, you can uh, you can solve problems, right? For example, uh, let's say if you want to earn money in the market, then you should be able to solve problems. Then only people will pay you. So think, how can you use AI to solve problems, and that's how you build business around that. So my advice would be to leverage AI to solve problems, build products that people want to pay for, people want to enjoy using, that really helps them in their day-to-day life. Yeah, for that you need to really discover what the problems people are facing and then solve them leveraging AI. So learn AI. If you're looking for a free AI engineering course, then I've already created a free roadmap. Let me know in comments, I can share the link with you. Yeah, all you can learn for free and try things out, and let me know as things go. All right. So with that, I want to close today's call. But thank you so much. Thank you all for joining in. See you next time. See you on next Saturday. Thank you. Bye bye.